Yo guys, it's your boy. We're back. Today we're talking about the infamous dead internet theory. You know, it is a widely known as cultural conspiracy claim that, the entire web or the internet is dominated by automated bots and uh bots who are engaging from it. Like even if you arguing someone on the comment section, that most likely that comment is supposed to be like a bot. The entire algorithm is just AI now, like entire internet. Nothing's actually real on the internet. It's just automated bots and shit. Like that's the whole, the concept of the internet dead theory. Let's just get into it. And this is like a infamous. It started on, I think, on Reddit. It's actually trying to become more popular on. Then it becomes like full blown conspiracy, and it actually makes sense. Like everything can be like automated by anything. Like even your favorite YouTubers can be automated. Not just the speech patterns itself, but the facial patterns also. Like everything's automated. We'll get into it.
The ever-increasing presence of artificial intelligence in our everyday lives has given rise to an online conspiracy. With every passing moment, more of the internet becomes artificial. The content you watch isn't real. The comments you read aren't real. The people you talk to aren't real. Nothing you see is real. This is the dead internet theory. 2025. Everything and everyone you see online is fake. Before we get into this properly, let me first off say that this is a rapidly changing subject. Anything I say in this could be outdated in like a week, or already is outdated. You're gonna have to take this as a period piece of like when I wrote it. This also isn't a call to action or anything, just screaming into the void. Now I'm in the generation that doesn't know a world without the internet, but I'm also old enough to have...
So crazy that, like we millennials are like Gen Z, so we born in the correct generation, where there's a blend of your childhood's not entirely made up of like looking at a mobile screen. Like the childhood, like we live with the golden period where there's a blend of like technology and also like cultural and human social interactions. Whereas the Gen Alpha kids, they're fucked entirely. Like every Gen Alpha kid's gonna be in some kind of autism and shit. Like everyone will be like, there will be not much social interaction and but much more like imbued with internet interactions and everything. Like it's crazy.
Seen it grow exponentially into the titan that it's become. And in recent years, if there's one thing that's had my attention the most, it's the rise of the dead internet. Let's talk about it. Just as a heads up, I won't be spending a ton of time on the actual theory. This video is mainly about interesting things I found which are examples of it, rather than just reading off the Wikipedia page. Now, there's quite a few interpretations of the theory. To mash them all together in as basic of a form as I can, the dead internet theory argues that most of the content you see online, comments, posts, people, even likes and dislikes, is almost entirely created by or manipulated by bots. Other interpretations are similar, but don't go to the absolute extreme of everyone is a bot. Nothing is real. But for the purposes of this video, I'm not actually going to be sticking with any one interpretation.
It's not everyone is actually a bot. It's because like engagements and everything can be like fraudulent and faked anymore. Like algorithms can be like manipulated with ease. Like, and it's very much hard to actually like find out what's actually real. That's the main issue of it. Not just everyone is actually fake or not. Like we cannot recognize we cannot discern what's actually real and what's fake anymore. That's the main crux of the issue.
Of the theory. I'm going to be pretty flexible with it. Some of the theories also give different proposed groups behind these bots, such as the government, big tech, the shadow government. You get the drill. Normal conspiracy.
And of course, these entities are behind it.
Stuff. And yes, this is a conspiracy theory. Take everything here entirely with a grain of salt. At the same time, have an open mind and come to your own conclusions. It is pretty epic and cool to assume every single comment you read online is a bot. While the dead internet theory label was coined only a few years ago, in 2021, the general ideas behind it have been around for far longer. The signs of an impending bot doomsday have been around for quite some time. With the main aspects of the theory out of the way, let me be clear that this video isn't really about diving down some conspiracy rabbit hole about the Illuminati secretly gaslighting and controlling the world's population by selectively choosing which TikTok videos blow up. No. I'm interested in the real and currently observable instances of the dead internet part of the theory, happening in everyday places online. There's really no better place to start than with a little site which you might be familiar with. YouTube. Back when these old bones were youthful little boy bones in the distant year of 2009, I found a site called YouTube. I might have used it a little bit earlier than that, but what really matters is that I've seen it grow and evolve into what it is today. And I'm no tourist. YouTube has been my main entertainment platform for about as long as I can remember, which is probably quite sad and cringe, but it's true. Things on the site have generally...
Yeah, we all grow up on YouTube, but it's actually got to the point where everything on YouTube can be just like replaced. There was another YouTuber, I don't know, you guys even remember the name? His name is Kello Club, anything like, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it right. That dude like automated his entire whole shit, like his whole face itself became automated. Like at this point, why even have a YouTube channel if AI is gonna do the actual work for you? Like it's not just faceless YouTube channels, because that's also a huge issue. Like faceless YouTube channel, like overflowing the algorithm itself is faceless stop content. Not just that, but YouTubers was actually face. It was already prominent has facial presence on the internet itself, then using an automated like AI face to actually like they don't have to do any work whatsoever. Like even the AI model will speak for itself. Like you could never recognize if Mr. Beast actually used the AI face or we of a human being on the next video. You didn't even recognize that, bro. It has come to that point in human history where like human facial features can be like AI the program. Like you don't have to lift a finger to actually like sustain sustain like doing manual effort to even actually do a YouTube video in the first place. But human beings like certain human beings have some discerning power to actually realize what's fake and what's not. That's the only like a human intuition. It's the only saving grace of humanity. Like we can discern what's right and what's wrong. That's the only saving grace.
Really been fine. There's the occasional big controversy, an adpocalypse here and there, but nothing too crazy. In recent years, though, more and more synthetic content has been uploaded to YouTube, which you yourself have likely seen or at least heard about. Thankfully, YouTube has implemented some rules and guidelines which aim to disincentivize it, but this stuff is still being shat out at a rapid pace. I'll be completely honest here, this flood of content is one of the worst things to happen to the site in quite some time. And if YouTube doesn't keep setting strict guidelines on AI videos, it's only going to get worse. And just as a note, I'm not entirely against AI. It's a tool, it has uses, you're allowed to use it however you want. But when it's used to create almost every aspect of a video, that's where we start having some problems. The you in YouTube is completely absent.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about. The you in YouTube's completely like it's not even you anymore. Like it's just an AI engine actually making videos for you. That's kind of fucked up and crazy, and it like devoids of any originality and authenticity. Like it's so crazy.
From any of these AI videos, and that is exactly what we're going to be talking about here. The absolute rabbit hole that is YouTube's AI video problem. Almost everything you'll see here was entirely created with AI. Visuals, scripts, voiceover, music, the whole shebang. HFY channels. This is where I first fell into the rabbit hole. Back in late 2024, I saw one of these in my recommendations, which jump-started this whole project. This is where it all began. And just so we're clear here, this is purely for educational purposes, okay? This is purely education. This human has an alien girl harem all to himself, all pregnant. Me and the fellas were absolutely taken aback by what an insane title that was, and looked into the channel.
Bro, this is the type of slop content that's actually like prevalent on the YouTube page anymore. And kids the main recipient of the slop content is children itself. Like, have you actually see what children actually watching these days? Like, not just the AI slop or the tung tung stuff or all that stupid shit, but there's also like a kind of like a sexual innuendos within uh this AI slop itself, and the children actually watching this at a young age. It's kind of crazy. Like, it just slop on top of like sexual innuendos. It's kind of like you know, and it's actually promoted. Like, if sexual innuendos are actually like promoted in the algorithm, like it just get boosted, and also like children eat that shit up like real easy.
which had hundreds of videos just like that. Let's not get too far ahead of things here. First off, what even are HFY channels? Well, for the most part, these are sci-fi storytelling channels which go back quite a ways. They're usually stories about human ingenuity, space exploration, that kind of stuff. There's a good amount of legit channels reading these stories, so if you go looking, don't assume that every single one of them is AI. With that said, a lot of them are AI. HFY stands for humanity, fuck yeah, and an instant tell, or if one of these is being run by a bot, is when they describe it as something like HFY, humanity, heck yeah, or humans are special, HFY, which is clearly the bots not being able to say naughty words. The second tell, which also goes for pretty much everything we're going to look at after this, is that they don't even try to hide that it is very obviously entirely AI generated. I was initially just going to look at the
And it's also like YouTube actually, I don't know, YouTube actually like changed the stance on it. Like, they actually monetize AI stuff. Also, like, we're about to point in time where they had to like pull the plug on AI content.
pregnant channel.
So we don't even lost the U in YouTube anymore. If YouTube don't pull the plug on AI fucking slop, everyone will take advantage on the algorithm. So,
But after doing some digging, I just kept on finding more. It was non-stop. Every time I thought I found the last of them, 5 more popped up. Some of these had thousands of videos, tens of thousands of subscribers, and pretty much all of them were making the exact same type of video. A generic AI narrator voice reading out a 30 to 50 minute long story, each one.
and we actually kind of like discern with our mind, like, who actually watches with this stupid fucking slop. But they're actually children actually watching this kind of slop, and they're the one who's actually giving this engagement to these fucking slop channels.
Having an AI generated image to accompany it, sometimes with slight movement on the image. That's it. That's the formula for every single one of these. Look at this little baby. Alien girl got stung by an alien bee. Now her booty's swell.
Here, what I'm talking about, sexual innuendos also, like, this get boosted on the algorithm itself, bro. Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, and this is the type of shit that children actually watch these days. Like, that'll tell you much more about that internet theory actually being a lie, bro, itself. Because this is the fucking shit that gets, like, boosted on the fucking algorithm.
Swelling up. Hour long. Hour and 5 minutes. The Chad alien cow versus the soy alien.
Not gonna lie, I would watch this. I would actually watch this.
While I was looking at these channels, I started doing a new research strategy, which I will be patenting, called a pregnant check, where I Control F the word pregnant after loading all their videos. The amount of alien girl impregnation videos would shock you. I honestly lost count. And that's not even mentioning the amount of videos which followed the formula, lonely human saves alien princess. He is rewarded in a very pleasant way. I'm not exaggerating when I say that there are probably hundreds of videos following that exact formula, uploaded every day by the...
It's so sad you have to make a video, but it is engagement, and you have to put like a formula and engine of this, and you can automate it and you can generate money. Like, so sad the state of the entire world that's been reduced, like automation itself.
These channels. There were also a lot of instances of 2 individual channels having duplicate videos, but with a different image. I know I saw stories about an alien girl drinking gasoline on a couple channels. Another duplicate I saw was 2 videos called, "Human, I insist you inspect my body." One of the weirdest parts about these videos is that I feel like they aren't even as good as they should be. AI can fully replicate people's voices now, but all of these channels have the most monotone, light.
Yep, it is the most low effort. They actually put the lowest effort on these kinds of videos. Like, they don't have to work anymore, bro.
Lifeless, boring narrators. Some of them even say dot when there's a period.
The words slammed into him like a bullet. Pregnant. His mouth
Dot.
open. But no word.
I found one about how a human boy let out a gassy fart during class and traumatized his entire alien school. That was an iconic video. That one gets a pass. This is a 30-minute long story about a child farting. As one final thing of note, it looks like a lot of these AI channels have some kind of kill switch, which entirely cuts uploading if a channel doesn't hit a certain threshold. That is purely speculation, but most of these smaller ones I found just suddenly quit uploading. That goes for pretty much everything else we're going to cover here as well, so keep it in mind. If these channels don't hit the algorithm, the plug is pulled and their pile of content with no views.
Bro, it's almost like a fucking like if this target hasn't reached the kill switch activated, it's like almost like premeditated. Everything's like automated and premeditated. Like, it's crazy.
Is just left there to rot. Want some extra content? Check out the world famous patreon.com/redline. Shit is beautiful. I love the Redline Patreon. Haha, wow. Second Life, not the game. This one is a specific channel I found, which has some greasy uploads. Definitely one of the greasiest things we'll be looking at today. They are honestly kind of gross. Their most popular upload is titled 14-Year-Old Girl Dies, and What Jesus Revealed About Social Media Will Shock You. It's both hilarious.
Yeah, this is another problem with NDE. It's another type of problem, bro. Like, it's crazy.
And also kind of shitty. Pretty much.
And this near-death experience views are like, they also like try to larp religion, like, and they always choose Christianity for some reason because it's easily, you can actually get into hearts of people. As you say with Christianity, and they're trying to do LARP religion and make this area fucking stop era. And there are actually old people that will eat this shit up, bro.
Their entire channel revolves around various people dying and having secrets revealed to them by God or Jesus about random shit. When I found it, I really only noticed the generic ones, but this channel takes advantage of current events and exploits.
Yeah, there's also like, there are actually genuine people who have needed that experience, actually like witness Christ itself. Like, the people actually have the religious experiences. In some way or less, like, this AI fucking slap like delegitimizes, this actual people who have needed this experiences and actually come to Christ whatsoever, like
real world tragedies in a really fucked up way. Texas flood victim dies, and Jesus shows her exactly what's coming next to America. This was 2 days after the floods, by the way. That's awful. And there are dozens of videos just like this on the channel. Some of this shit is just unreasonable. And then it'll go from using a real-world tragedy for clicks straight to a video where Jesus reveals the truth about stroking your shit. There's two. This channel rakes in millions of views, by the way. It's not some underground channel with 30 subscribers. The flood victim video alone has 1.1 million, and that was only a little bit ago. On top of that, over 60,000 people are subscribed to this, eagerly waiting for the next little girl.
Yep, I guarantee you that most people are old people and actually like sub into that fucking shit. Like old people can easily be deceived by AI content. Like, let's just be real, they don't have the discernment like, us youngsters or the Gen Z children actually do. Like, we can actually recognize certain things AI or not. Like, old people doesn't have that kind of discernment, and they're easily deceived on that part.
To die, so they can hear the latest insider scoop from Jesus. This is YouTube in 2025. The weirdest part about this whole channel is that their earliest uploads are about like a strange blue alien kitty fighting the military. And then it pretty much instantly transitioned into man died and Jesus revealed a dirty little secret. Now, as a gamer, I watched the occasional Bloodborne lore video, and I guess YouTube took note of that as it started recommending me a few videos about Dark Souls lore. This one in particular kept on popping up, so I clicked on it to see what the fuss was about. Lo and behold, AI-generated, AI-narrated Dark Souls lore. This one is really just here as an example of my hypothesized kill switch idea. This channel uploaded about 20 hours worth of lore videos, gained a whopping 7 subscribers, and hasn't been seen since this Dark Souls video. Time to pull the switch and try to hit the algorithm on a new channel. This one is another massive genre, similar to HFY channels. Go ahead and look up the phrase boring history for sleep on YouTube, and you will be met with an outrageous amount of channels posting multi-hour long AI videos on just that. This is another example I just happened to stumble into as it appeared on my recommended feed a few months back. It had an obviously AI thumbnail, so I took a look, and yeah, it was pretty clearly auto-generated. Just posting hours upon hours of boring history for sleep every day, read out by a monotone British narrator. Its view counts were decent too. Some of these got a few 100,000 views, with most comments saying how delightful it was. There was almost too many comments saying exactly that. A few days later, another one appeared in my feed by a different channel, and then another, and then another, and then another, and then another. All of which had these real freaky AI
What are these fucking thumbnails, bro?
thumbnails. It was at this point that I searched the phrase to see just how many of these I could find, and I genuinely lost count. I think my browser was going to crash if I opened any more up. The biggest of these channels I found was one called Sleepless Historian, who I can only assume was the pioneer of this, with the others parasiting off of its success. This AI channel has over 600,000 subscribers as of writing, churning out 2-hour videos near daily. Some of the videos here have view counts in the millions. They've even got a business email up for sponsorships. Sponsored AI-produced content. Good. The comments on these videos are the most interesting part by far. First off, a solid fucking chunk of these have to be bots. There is not a single human being on Earth that talks like these people. Almost every one of these videos
That's what I tell you, bro. The comment section itself are bots, like.
has a number of comments saying stuff like, I wanted to sleep, but these facts are just so interesting that I simply...
Which, like, grown adult or even a children could actually, like, say the most, like, talk, like, in the most generic way as possible. Like, we can actually discern this is actually fake, but, you know, old people cannot actually discern that these are actually fake, and they will actually respond to it, and, like, and also there's actually retarded and stupid idiots who actually, like, argue with these kinds of people online. It's so hilarious.
cannot. I stayed up all night and watched all of this. They're saying this about videos which are just JPEGs with some auto-generated, probably incorrect history facts. I also saw one of these that was like humorous medieval stories to fall asleep to, and I swear to God, every single comment was, I can't sleep. It's too funny. How am I supposed to get a good night's rest when I end up giggling every 30 seconds?
Yeah, not a
All the while
single
the video is the
human alive on the planet actually talks like that.
monotone British narrator going, in medieval times, the local farmers would fart, and it would stink up the whole barn, which the cows were not happy about. By far one of my favorite things about these channels, though, is their biggest and most vocal audience. Ukrainian night watch soldiers. I am a Ukrainian on night watch, sitting in the dark with only my thoughts for company. Your videos.
One thing you can actually discern how this comment section are placed, you can actually see the same format on a different channel or stuff, like, or even on the same comment section. Like, they're too lazy to even actually, like, change it. You can see the same format, or like they change like 2 or 3 words. You can see the same format itself. And it's also like not just like the videos are automated and fake, like AI stuff, but also the comment section AI stuff. At this point, like, there's no like manual effort itself on the only bot like uploading it down a YouTube channel. That's what manual has to get, because maybe there's an AI bot for that, bro. Like, we're at that point in time where the entire like web, or like the entire sphere of the internet itself is overtaken by AI.
They make the silence feel a little less heavy. For a moment, I feel less alone, less afraid. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Now, if you look closely there, the channel that left that comment is another one of these AI boring history channels. It's 4 a.m. in Kiev. I'm a Ukrainian soldier on night.
See what I'm talking about, bro? This same format, the Ukrainian soldier format, can be actually like on different videos itself. Like that's what I actually say. You know, this comment section about most botted fucking shit ever.
Watch. 4 a.m. Tonight is quiet. I'm a Ukrainian soldier. I'm a
Ukrainian
soldier. I just wanted to say, the videos make me feel a little less alone. It helps a little less afraid. Thank you so much, bro. And that's just a handful. Every one of these videos will have at least a few Ukrainian Night Watch soldiers. Other than that, though, there's not much to say about these. They really are just boring history for sleep. It's just insane to me how many exist. Another frequent occurrence is that some of these will advertise their own boring history videos in the comments of other people's boring history videos. It's just bot channels commenting on bot channels, advertising their own bot channels. And in the comments of those bot channels is more bot channels advertising their bot channels. And in the comments of those bot channels is more bot channels advertising their bot channels. And in the comments of those bot channels. This
But you know, AI is also like a feature you can act authentically, can actually mimic um human communication via text itself. Like AI has that feature. Like I've seen like AI, you know, certain like AI tools that actually mimic, trying to make authentic as human as possible. They tried like emulate the way humans actually text or type messages itself. Like there are actually AI features for that also. Like I don't think everything you can actually like discern what's actually or like fake or AI or like actually human made it, because AI can actually like manufacture that's kinds of like quirks of a single human being. They can collect data on that. But like the thing I actually speaking about, bro, is uh if a YouTube video is actually like a moderate amount of views, like, and also like it can be comment section, it can be everything as engagement can be inflated to such an extent. Like you can rise up your metrics by using bots and shit. I'm not also talking about the, you know, this kind of kick streamers and all that shit using bots to, you know, show engagement so they can get brand deals. You can take advantage using AI and bots and fucking shit, which are insanely all tied into the data internet theory, and you can actually get lucrative deals. Like when sponsorships, the sponsors actually see these kick streamers pulling in like 5K, 6K views. It's most bot shit. Like everyone on Twitch fucking bots also. Like you can actually see, you know, it's fucking brands actually see this and as a proof of their viewership, and they actually like give them sponsorship also and make it look deal. But you know, everything's a fucking scam. Like everything's a fucking orchestrated and that shit. And these brands and companies should like more pull the trigger or like more be have some kind of discernment to actually like see which creators are not like sold out or use AI bots itself, because they're the ones actually losing on the money itself. Like these companies should have like much more discernment to actually figure out which creators are not botting itself.
It was pretty unique. I fell for this one. Yeah, a few months back, a Zelda 2 review popped up on my recommended feed with like 200 views. I was bored and didn't really have much else to do, so I had a look, thinking that maybe I'd find some underrated classic game reviewer. The video started, and while I thought he sounded a little funny, I kept watching. It was a full minute or two in that I realized, holy shit, I think this is AI.
If there's one thing players remember most about Zelda 2, the adventure of Link, it's the difficulty.
Looking at his channel, this dude had multiple, fully scripted, narrated, and edited 30+ minute videos released only days apart. If you've ever done editing, that's not impossible, but it would be quite the grind. More likely, I'd say that this was mostly auto-generated. At least, the voice was. And with how robotic the script felt, I wouldn't be surprised if that was too. It got even stranger when I looked back at his old videos from a few years ago, and he sounded completely different.
Kaboom is a classic video game for Atari 2600 console.
The comments on those are also calling out a ton of inaccuracies, accusing the guy of writing the scripts with AI. Another oddity was that the channel went dormant for like 2 years, only coming back a few months ago. He put out like 8 of these AI narrated videos and then has since gone back into hibernation. This whole situation had me quite curious, and my suspicions were fully confirmed when he just straight up said in a comment that the voice was an AI replication trained off his own voice. He also plugged his other socials in a different comment, and it turns out this was a tuber named Clash with Ash who has like 800,000 subs on his main channel. It is undeniable that this is him when you compare the voices.
Hey guys, Ash here in Clash Royale. About a year ago, I decided to take about a 1-year break.
I'm not even like calling him out or mad at him. I'm just confused more than anything. Are these scripted by AI? Edited? Either way, it's weird. Again, I was tricked by this, at least before I started wondering what the hell was wrong with his voice. Give AI another year of development to smooth out the vocal kinks, and who knows, maybe I wouldn't have noticed at all. It wouldn't shock me if in the not-so-distant future, it's revealed that a big gaming facts YouTube channel was being run entirely by an AI.
Imagine it's actually like a single AI program actually like orchestrating different channels with different gaming content. Like it's run by some single dude with actually like a powerful AI engine. That is the most current reality we will actually see in the future. Like someone who has that come on a computing power would actually can come up with that idea, like, and they can generate bank. Like that's crazy.
Analog horror. We're all still big fans, right? Well, no genre is safe. We've got AI analog horror videos now. I don't even know why this channel has the analog parts of analog horror. I know this is a dead internet theory video, but I'm gonna criticize this. It genuinely adds nothing. Pretty much every video here is just a generic write a scary short story prompt, clocking in at 3 or 4 minutes long. The postman comes to your house at 2 a.m. Close the door. Your dog barks at the neighbor's house at 2 a.m. Close the door.
This kind of shit would be tough for children. Like they be seeing this shit like this should look tough, bro, and they be watching like scared and shit. Like
if your cat is stand on the roof and meow, run away. Analog horror. The only thing that makes these analog is that each one is supposed to be an emergency broadcast. And when I say each one, I mean...
This reminds me of the era of YouTube pranksters. They actually like make some slop shit, like pranking shit, like they try to dress up in some kind of clown costume, but this is sticks it to another its level of fucking like useless slop. Like at least they actually put the manual effort to dress up as a clown and fucking shit. Like this is just fucking slop, straight up slop.
Each one.
This is an automated broadcast. This is an official emergency. This message is being transmitted. This is an official emergency broadcast.
It doesn't even like make sense though, because it's not said in the past or anything. There is zero reason for them to have the VHS aesthetic. I don't get it. There was one called 2025 is Fake. You are still in 2015. Analog horror. Just to give you an idea of who's actually watching this kind of AI shit. There's a few comments here saying that they were either born in 2015 or wouldn't even be alive yet. This is also another one that seems to have hit the kill switch and dipped after it didn't make it big. This one in particular stopped uploading just 2 days before YouTube's AI regulations came into play, and also left an ominous comment saying, "My job cannot continue anymore." Based on that, I can only assume that the new rules are actually working. Nice. I called the cat's name. The dog answered. AI children's content may just be #1 in terms of just how...
The amount of views this children's content generate, like, it's kind of crazy, bro. Like, and I've seen, like, with my own eyes, children actually watching this fucking stuff, bro. They watch this on repeat and watch this on fucking shit. They watch different types of slop content. Like, thank God, like, us as children, we never like exposed to like the internet at a very young age. Like I think that's kind of like a vital part in human development. Like that's a very like vital part in like human growth itself.
Fucking much there is. Cartoons, learning videos, Christian Bible study. It's got everything. There's nothing quite like that sweet, sweet YouTube kids money. My search in this field began when I found the channel called Bimu. Now, I'm not going to act like I found it. It's almost certainly been covered elsewhere, but it popped up as I was researching these. Famous children's cartoon Bimu was entirely AI generated and not exactly subtle about it. Glitchy and globby animations, digital voice acting, and episodes only a few minutes long. Despite all that, this channel In Characters Bimo has claimed it isn't AI and gets mad at the audience for any AI accusations. I'm gonna be honest, it's almost certainly just the creator baiting people into commenting and getting mad at it. There's even a guy who claims to be the creator who said, that's exactly what it is.
I stand before you today, not as an animator, but as a rage-bait genius.
It's kind of funny that they are still hitting their target audience, as a lot of the hate comments can't be from people older than like 11. I think a tuber or a TikToker told them to raid Bimu or something. Just to be clear, don't go doing that for anything I show today. Don't do that. It was through Bimu that I fell into the endless abyss of AI children's content through the recommended feed. If you told me to find every
Bro, just slob after slob, bro. Like, spraying my brain, bro.
AI children's channel on YouTube, I'd keel over and die of old age before I found even half of them. My search started off with some pretty basic stuff. First off was Baby Shark, Kids A Lots of Songs.
Yeah, this is an obvious one. Like, every children actually watch this shit.
Portugal. This channel had over 5,500 songs when I found it, all of which being AI, of course. Just a few weeks later, that number has gone up a teensy tiny little bit, now sitting at over 7,000 songs. By the time you see this, it will probably be a few thousand more. I scrolled for minutes on end and only managed to see the previous few weeks worth of their videos. This is one individual channel, not a network, not a collective, one channel. Oh, and they've also got language support for about every language ever created. Next up was a real classic for the kids, ABC Fruit Songs by Happy Tummy Show. I started things off with F is for Fig.
Hi, I'm Freddie. I'm a fig so sweet with purple skin and tiny feet.
Watching these AI kids channels made me feel like I was dying. It was on C is for Corn.
Like, I'm reacting to this shit, and it makes me feel I'm dying. Like, I'm not even watching the video. Like,
that I noticed a suspicious blur in the bottom of each video, which was almost definitely to cover up the watermark for whatever program they used to generate these. I don't even know why they bothered. I don't think the 3-year-olds watching this will care. These ABC videos led me into a whole other genre. There are a shitload of good and bad habits for kids type videos.
Good habit. Brushing your teeth twice a day. Keeps your teeth clean.
I pretty much instantly went from learn your ABCs to keep your nails clean. And from there, things went right into Jesus is real and he's gonna fucking kill you, little boy. A lot of these children's AI Christianity videos feel like satire. Some shit you'd see in a dystopian cyberpunk movie. There was a boatload of this kind of shit. Like a whole arc worth. And a lot of it was uploaded to the same channels that did those personal hygiene and good habit videos. Now, I don't want to be throwing around the word indoctrination all willy-nilly. Lion secrets you never knew.
Baby lions can't roar when they're born.
that's a secret I would have guessed.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Cool. That was awesome. These lead into Jesus things very easily. I was on a private tab during this, and at this point, my recommended feed was beyond fucked. A good 50% of it.
Yo, if you search this kind of shit for even research purposes, I'm warning you, your feed gets totally fucked, bro. Like, this is the shit that will actually pop up and will, like, in your algorithm, because algorithm itself is hijacked by these kinds of slob videos.
Was just the AI Jesus stuff. Most of it being very creepy and lifeless songs. During the Jesus stuff, for some reason, my feed was filled with about 10 The Lion and the Brave Mouse storytime videos. These channels are all just pumping out the exact same shit. It is a tsunami of near identical garbage content. After the Jesus stuff, I came across a true classic. Elsa from Frozen. Pregnant. Finally, that's what I've been looking for. This game bundled with some
You know,
iconic...
there's actually like, channels that are actually like, who actually draw and animate shit and like, and actually get a good amount of views because they're authentic. Like they actually like draw and animate stuff and like they actually put it on YouTube and shit. But there are actually channels like this kinds of AI slop, which actually got some kind of like a disservice or like we actually take advantage of the system because but those animators actually put hard blood and sweat to actually draw and put those frames in animation, all that shit, and these guys put up a fucking AI stuff and make more views. Naturally, a genuine animator who's actually starting and like putting his videos on YouTube and not getting that much amount of views, like that's kind of crazy. And like, I don't know, I think YouTube has some kind of like guidelines or some kind of mechanism to actually like identify what's actually a drawing or animation, someone who's genuine animation put forward, or like some kind of like AI slap at this. But like, how even mechanism can actually like do that? Like, it has to be some kind of like a human involvement to actually like flag what's AI, what's not. Even like a bot cannot like clearly identify, human animation actually made by drawings. It's like put human effort and also like fucking straight up AI slap. Like how it takes some kind of like a human, someone like a human employee actually like on YouTube, like actually like finding, what is fake and what is actually not fake. That's the only possible solution for it. I don't think any bot can actually like find that answer. You can easily discern, between a normal animation and AI slap.
Elsa giving birth videos as well. After this, I started up a new type of pregnant check by tacking the word onto the end of various children's properties. Based on my research and analysis, this increased AI video likelihood by about 70%. As expected, there are hundreds, probably thousands of these.
Fat Elsa is crazy. Like, if you think about it, like I don't know. Do even children actually like this?
Elsa's biggest glow up, from ice cream to ice queen. What is she, Eddie from Silent Hill 2? Be your own queen. Subscribe and shine. In my search for Elsa pregnancy content, I came across a channel called Apishek Sir Gaming. Their biggest video had around 19,000 views. Now I'm going to give you 4 numbers. One of them is this channel's subscriber count. If you guess correctly, you win nothing. Is it A, 1 million, B, 542,000, C, 19,000, D, 12? The answer is A. And in case you thought we were getting off track, this right here is another prime example of dead internet theory. This wasn't AI content, but this dude is making his drawing videos for over 1 million fake subscribers. This channel's total view count was half of their sub count. Next up was the Bluey Binge.
I think that's like kind of like if your view counts half and sub count, like that's like a clear indicator of like someone's actually faking something.
The first thing to note here is that apparently the floor is lava videos are a fucking huge thing in the baby content scene. I called up my guy and he confirmed this was indeed a massive trend. There were like 10 of these on just this one Bluey channel. The ones here were all just 10 minutes of dancing, striking poses, and the characters actively burning alive covered in scorch marks and shit. They are all the exact same video with very minor changes. They on fire? Holy shit. They got their Yakuza heat auras. Next up I found a Bluey channel, which had a bit of a fecal fixation. A handful of videos on this one were about Bluey shitting, including one where Bluey almost ate a pile of shit off the ground, thinking it was ice cream. Bluey Sr., or whatever the fuck his name is, intervened, saving Bluey from this turd tragedy. His lesson of the day being, look before you...
Am I the only one who actually sees toilet humor as painfully unfunny? Like, any form of toilet humor, even if someone actually like of my age actually made some kind of toilet humor joke, like it's not even funny. Like it just shows your maturity level. Like maybe that's just me.
use Scoop. After many hours passed, I had to force myself to stop watching this stuff before I sunk into the abyss of despair. I don't really think this needs
I
too
feel for this guy actually put up this kind of information together, bro. Like his mind would be fucked beyond belief.
much of an explanation as to why it's the first topic in a video about the dead internet theory. Thousands of nothing videos are being uploaded by nobody to audiences of both bots and humans alike. And what I showed here was just a glimpse into my glimpse on the subject. YouTube's AI rabbit hole could have been like a 10-hour video. Real creators, artists, writers, musicians, and editors now have to compete with these channels, potentially pushing them away or putting them out of work. All the while, more and more of these AI channels get added onto the pile every day. And we didn't even talk about AI shorts channels. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, maybe next time. There is no personality behind a single one of these AI channels. No creativity, no effort, no anything. Just a constantly producing content machine. I'd like to reiterate here one more time, just so this isn't all doom and gloom, that YouTube has been taking steps to combat the channels which are
Thank God, bro. Like YouTube finally, bro. We're making a minor update to our repetitious content policy to better clarify that it includes content that's repetitive or mass-produced. We are also renaming this policy from repetitious content to inauthentic content. This type of content has been eligible for monetization under our existing policies for creators who are for original authentic content. There's no change to reviews. Content policy which reviews content like commentary. Like thank God YouTube's actually taking action for this.
producing hundreds of AI videos every day. Their wording is a bit vague, but I have hope that things will turn around and this problem won't keep growing. I doubt it'll ever
But it's actually very kind of hard to actually like discern from kind of things. Like it's super fucking hard, you know, from YouTube side. So what is actual like animation and what is like AI slop. Also like upload factor can also be like taken into consideration for bot YouTube bots to actually like flag some kind of content. Like I think that's also a possibility.
stop. Cat's already out of the bag, but
Because this kind of mass produced channel, they upload like constantly, like in your face, like they upload like 2 or 3 times a day. Some kind of shit. I saw like a channel that upload like 3 or 5 days, like using the same fucking child AI slap. It's
hopefully
crazy.
it slows down at the least. There's a pretty famous fact about YouTube, which is that 500 hours of content are uploaded every minute. I can almost guarantee that over the past few years, this number has sharply increased. If you're looking for a time machine view into what a future dead internet looks like, this is it. AI channels creating tens of thousands of AI videos being commented on by AI Ukrainian Night Watch soldiers. The future is now.
You know, this is kind of like have you ever watched the anime Serial Lane? Like they are using this kind of like eye catcher for this kind of like anime. They took that from Serial Lane anime. Like that's what I'm saying.
Whether it's movies, television, music, or magazines that entertain you, the internet, as we've seen already, has something for everyone.
Back a few years ago, a live stream for a little project called Nothing Forever started gaining some traction online. This was basically a 24/7 computer-generated version of Seinfeld.
Hey everyone, thanks for coming out tonight.
It wasn't completely artificial. I think the models and the sets were handmade, but the scripts, voices, and I'm pretty sure even the music was all being automatically produced with no human input. This was back in early 2023 when AI was really picking up steam, and it was a fun little time waster to pop on for a few minutes. It actually ended up getting so big that Jerry Seinfeld himself commented on it at one of his shows.
So do new things happen? Oh wow, do they make any sense? No, it's AI crap. AI can be definitely, they'll make it smarter and smarter, but to do this, you have to make it dumber.
It said some naughty things, got banned from Twitch, and by the time it came back, pretty much everyone had moved on. There were a few copycats in his wake, like AI SpongeBob, AI Family Guy, and a few others, but none had that same draw that Seinfeld did, and were frequently taken down by the IP owners of those brands. As a whole, non-stop AI streams peaked in 2023. It was a fun, harmless little trend, but I think it's safe to say that their time in the sun is over. At least, you'd think so. A few weeks ago, as of writing, I saw an ad on Twitter for something called botflix.tv. I had a little look-see into what this was and discovered what is basically the modern equivalent to Nothing Forever, but with absolutely no soul whatsoever. A purely AI 24/7 stream of automatically generated content straight to its 10 viewers on twitch.tv. It was pure garbage. Let's talk about it. The first thing you're going to notice is that this shit is weird. Plain and simple. These aren't like the broadcasts of years past, which had 3D models walk around and say random shit. This is entirely AI. It also doesn't actually show any shows, or anything really. It's only advertisements for stuff that they supposedly make, or ads for the site itself. All of it being the most generic sludge you've seen in your life. Non-stop, 24/7 AI-generated ads for fake content that doesn't exist. This website is truly Nothing Forever. I was convinced that this was some kind of elaborate ARG or art project, but it's genuinely just a cash grab. It even has spin-offs like an AI influencer news site called .exe Weekly, as well as a page where you can buy full episodes.
Bro, at this point, what are you in Israel, bro? Like, Israel. Like, what are you in Israel, bro? Like, this kind of crazy, bro. Like,
Ethereum. And all of it has been discussed by some legit names in the AI space. But then I see shit like their merch page, where they have shirts branded with AI slop, and I go back to thinking that it's all a big shitpost. But then I see their gold check Twitter account and go back to thinking it's entirely real. If this is a big art project, props to you. You got me. No matter what it is.
and they're actually like some kind of maybe 10 companies and fucking shit. Like, they're investing a lot amount of money to make the stop content, to take advantage of algorithm and make more bank. That's the fucking format, bro. Like,
I can confidently say that they are greasy. On July 23rd, 2025, the day after Ozzy Osbourne passed away, they had an AI video out on TikTok capitalizing
oh hell no, bro.
on his death, making AI Ozzy a part of their streaming service lore. Probably the worst part about this whole thing is that they don't even go all in on the 24/7 programming. It just loops and repeats shit after a while, and sometimes it isn't even up. Why even bother if it isn't 24/7 fresh content? That's like the one draw this has. What is the point if it just loops? Reddit. I love me some Reddit. One of the internet's greatest sources of knowledge, a site for true intellectuals. For those unaware, I will very quickly go over the basics of the platform. To start,
Reddit's actually good for someone has some kind of like a niche problem that no one even actually asks. Only a certain minority of people have some kind of niche problem. So, like what is an example of a niche problem? Like, yeah, like it's like certain information about a certain chemical and then some kind of ingredient that causing like indigestion or allergy to certain kind of people. Some kind of Reddit forum actually has it. Some people actually has that kind of question. Things like that. There's answering niche problems. It's Reddit's much more very good for that. But Reddit as a whole is a bunch of like this brain dead retarded atheist, make some brain dead retarded shit, and they have nothing other than like. That's why we call them Reddit tier atheists. Like, that's again nothing of the substance other than like shitting on God and sitting on like other people. That's what Reddit actually does. Like, drags people down. Like a misery loves company, drags people down to that level. That's the only thing like Eddie. But for some kind of answering niche problems, Reddit is the mass. Reddit has all the answers for that, bro. some kind of like some kind of like a software issue, like about a program that you've never actually heard about, some kind of like a minute software issue like you never had can only come across on a fucking certain day, like Reddit has to answer for that kind of thing. My heart goes out to Reddit, but it's become Reddit has become a fucking shithole for like horrible human beings.
Everyone on Reddit has an account which lists its creation date, as well as their karma. Karma is quite literally just internet points based on how many likes and dislikes you've received. Shit, I'm sorry. Upvotes and downvotes. Other than that, it's really not too difficult to understand. There's r/all, which lists popular posts from across the entire site, as well as individual subreddits, which only allow posts on a specific topic. Shout out to r/redline, which has a single post actually about me. One last thing to make note of is that most subreddits restrict posting if your account is under a certain age and or a certain amount of karma. Now, despite obviously not being on the same level as something like TikTok, Reddit is still a pretty big website, although you'd have to send most people to Guantanamo for them to admit they have a Reddit account. But seriously, it's not all bad. It's just that Redditors do not help make the site look good. A lot of smaller subs on niche topics are usually pretty decent, and there's a reason that almost any question you search for is Reddit tacked.
I told you, bro, like
down to the end. With all of that out of the way, we can finally get back to the main topic. And due to how Reddit functions, it has some pretty unique examples of the dead internet theory. We'll start off by looking at the most common one, reposts.
How are reposts unique to Reddit, you fucking idiot?
Well, I'm glad you asked, fake commenter I made up in my head. Reddit reposts are a different breed compared to other sites. Not only are massively popular posts frequently reposted, but all of their top comments are also copied.
Oh, like you can actually like have an AI chatbot. Like you can actually do it manually, or like some kind of like AI that actually recognizes the post that has much more engagement and like copy paste the post. You can actually put it in your shit. Like I'm 100% sure that's the kind of AI bot for that. Like I'm 100% sure there's some kind of bot, like I said, recognizes the most popular content and like repost the same shit. Like they copy it, like shit, and I can actually remove watermarks and shit. Like they actually have that fucking bot out there. I 100% believe that there's a bot out there that actually does this kinds of shit, bro.
1-to-1. If you left a Reddit comment that got big, there's a good chance that you personally have been plagiarized.
Oh my god, stealing comments also, like it's crazy. Like there are people who actually like steal comments and posts just for some internet points and likes. Like it's not even like just monetary benefit. Like some people actually steal comments for just internet likes. That's a concept I've never understood. Like
by a bot. They aren't even slick with it, sometimes stealing posts and comments that are only a few months old at most, and reposting them onto the same subreddit. And it's not just memes and shit either. This extends to personal...
You can actually see this on YouTube videos and actually like on like different platforms under the same about the same topic on different platforms. Some people using the same fucking comment section ever just because some comment on YouTube got like it's so funny and the highest amount of likes or whatever. Like people LARP that shit, bro.
Stories, advice threads, drama posts, and other stuff like that. Nothing is safe if the end result is piles of Reddit gold. With how much bullshit is posted to Reddit every day, most people probably wouldn't even notice this, especially since these bots are usually reposting years-old content. But the crusty Reddit mods on there for 14 hours a day, putting in the hard work, likely experience almost daily deja vu. There are some tools to counteract this though, like moderation bots that detect and report reposts, but more recently, those countermeasures have had countermeasures created. AI re-renders of popular memes and posts. What are we even doing? There's really...
Imagine like using AI to, to re-render a popular meme. Like it's also, and I'm pretty sure there are new AI bots has to be made, to bypass the YouTube checks that actually get rid of AI slop content. Like, I'm 100% sure that's also in development. That's coming soon. Like, it's a war against AI bots versus AI bots, and it's gonna get crazy. The whole internet's taken over by AI at this point.
Really not much else to say about these except get used to it. Because it's one thing that I can actually guarantee is only going to get worse. From what I've seen, it's already happening on other platforms too, like TikTok. Mark my words that within the next few years, this will go from simple meme re-renders to full-on 10 to 30 minute videos being essentially copied by AI and re-uploaded. Even if I'm wrong about that, short-form content getting re-rendered by AI is almost a given, if it isn't already happening. We'll move on from reposts to a different topic, one which is a more direct example of dead internet theory. AI-generated posts on storytime subreddits. Now, Reddit is kind of old school in the sense that a lot of big posts on there are purely write-ups and text-based stuff. No images.
Yeah, a lot of these posts, like in our confessions and all that shit, like subreddit, like half of it's a fucking AI slop story for engaging rage bait or increased engagement. Like everything on fucking like Reddit is almost at this point like AI. Like it doesn't feel genuine anymore. Especially this some kind of outlandish story in order to create the sensationalism, in order to create some kind of engagement. They use AI to create the most fucked up engagement fucking shit ever, like slop fucking story ever, like. And there be people actually get invested in the story and like actually like comment down below on a fucking AI slop story. Like, yeah, you're wasting too much of your time on reading a fucking AI slop story that never actually happened. It's a Reddit where you had to be authentic as possible. That's our confessions and shit. Like, where everything should be based upon your anecdotal personal experiences, and be able to actually take it with AI.
No Family Guy clips, nothing. A lot of the biggest subs on Reddit are ones specifically for these types of stories. Places like Am I the Asshole? Unpopular Opinion? Ask Reddit? These places have been completely infiltrated by AI posts, and every day they get harder to differentiate. Sometimes it'll be obvious. Stories filled with M dashes, bullet point lists, and perfect grammar. Other times, unless thoroughly analyzed, you wouldn't even be able to tell. Now, for the most part, a lot of these stories on these kinds of subs were all bullshit anyways, but you could at least put in the effort to write them yourself. I'd also wager that a few of the people generating these might be fueled purely by getting their name onto one of the quintillion videos that are like, I read Reddit stories and that's my entire YouTube channel. These damned Redditors aren't blind to this stuff though, and their famous investigatory branch is already on the case, having subreddits set up specifically to call out these bot accounts. If you're worried about the dead internet becoming a reality, the Reddit army has got your back. The big thing, which you might have been wondering this whole time, is why are they even doing this? Are they really that desperate to farm internet points? Yes, actually. You see, clean Reddit accounts with high karma, a decent age, and no bans can be sold for anywhere from $10 to a few hundred. And when you've got 500 AI Reddit accounts running at once, that can add up pretty quickly. The second question that pops up though is, who the fuck is buying used Reddit accounts? And why? Well, there's actually a good number of reasons. This shit is a whole industry. Companies stealth advertising products by posing as normal people posting about them. This makes the discussion seem organic rather than just being an ad.
Yep, everything's about advertisement.
Comment and vote count manipulation through mass upvoting or downvoting. This most frequently happens in Reddit's various political subs as well as naughty subs. Trolling. And of course, one of the oldest reasons in the book, scamming. Malware, phishing links, viruses, fake products, all that good stuff. There's also bots that skip all the sneaky stuff and just spam promote various crypto pump and dump schemes 24/7. There's a handful of other reasons old Reddit accounts are purchased, but those are the main ones. You may also be wondering why Reddit the company hasn't really stepped in here. Money. I've had just about enough of Reddit for my entire life. Gaming.
Gaming, gamers, gaming, games, gaming.
If you've seen this channel before, you would know I'm a bit of a gamer. The king of gaming.
Holy smokes. Look at those.
I'm not going to bury the lead here. This section is almost entirely about stuff I've seen firsthand over the past few years. A lot of it is also only tangentially related to dead internet theory, but I find these stories interesting nonetheless. You have officially been warned. Let's start things off with a pretty well-known example that made the rounds across the internet. Team Fortress 2's bot crisis. Only a few years ago, TF2 was genuinely unplayable for long periods of time outside of community servers. You see, since TF2 is free, a collection of scumbags went ahead and made armies of bot accounts. The bots would go sniper, insta-headshotting everyone from across the entire map. Some of them would fully take over servers, kicking out real players. Some of these scumbags would only deploy a handful of bots, but have them saying slurs and shit in the chat. And some would even impersonate other players, taking their names and profile pictures, which led to false reports and kicks.
And this is prevalent in any form of like first-person shooter gaming. Like this is prevalent in any form. Like bots has been a thing. I know there's like a violence and shit, but as AI and everything started to get more and more advanced and shit, like you can bypass every form of check in any game whatsoever.
It was overall not a great time to play the game. It really can't be overstated as to how wrecked the game was during the crisis. Hordes of aimbot, instant headshot snipers infested almost every single server the game had running. And if you somehow managed to luck your way into a real match, usually within a map or two, they'd slowly start flooding in until things became unplayable. There were occasional updates or fixes that looked like they might have finally solved it, but each and every time, without fail, the bots were back in a matter of weeks at most. I started to kind of get back into TF2 around this time, and wanted to introduce it to a friend who had never played it before. It was kind of a mood killer when I had to tell him, oh yeah, the game's main servers are infested with bots and completely unplayable. I forgot to tell you that. He hasn't played TF2 a single time since then. If you were curious as to what the why behind these bots was, it's actually quite simple. In this case, it wasn't for financial gain or to spread some kind of agenda. It was merely a bunch of no-life nerds who wanted to piss off people for their own enjoyment. That's it. There were a ton of
certain people just want to watch the world burn. That's their motive. Like that's their incentive. There are people that's not need monetary benefits. They just want to watch the, people get people in misery and people get anguish. Like they just want to watch people suffer. That's it.
Videos made about the crisis, and overall, the community outcry was immense. Multiple viral campaigns were started to get Valve to, at the very least, acknowledge the issue, but things were looking pretty dire. The biggest of the aforementioned campaigns, Save TF2, even trended on Twitter and had a bunch of huge names, some not even connected to TF2, make a statement on it. Valve remained silent for the whole ordeal until finally, somehow, against all odds, on May 26th, 2022, the TF2 social media person woke up from their 1,000-year slumber and the community was graced with the following tweet. TF2 community, we hear you. We love this game and know you do too. We see how large the issue has become and are working to improve things. And then days passed, and then weeks, then months, then years. Finally, just about 2 years later, Valve started to fully crack down on the bots, and things have been relatively normal since then. That is all vastly oversimplifying the timeline of events though. This was a multi-year-long saga with a lot of ups and downs. A full recap of the bot crisis would take like an hour. While TF2 has been ridded of these assholes, if a similar thing were to happen to a smaller game, or one without active developers, that would straight up be game over. And from what I've read online, bots like these are starting to fill up other games, slowly but surely. TF2 happened to be an accelerated instance due to the source code leaking back in 2020. If I were to make a Nostradamus prediction here, by 2027 at the latest.
That makes sense. You know, why so many bots like a source code gets leaked. That makes sense.
This exact same type of bot crisis will be a major issue happening across a ton of different games. On a similar note,
well, that's not even prophetic. That's just obvious. Like, it's gonna happen regardless.
Moving over to a little game called Counter-Strike. If you couldn't tell by now, I'm a big fan of Valve games. Counter-Strike has had bot problems for years, but this new wave I've seen is entirely different. Back in the old days, these were usually just spin bots, or spinning bots, set up to farm cases in deathmatch. These new ones, which I first encountered in June of 2025, are what I can only describe as smart bots, acting more like actual players and not just blatant cheaters. They walk around normally and tap fire at people, even missing shots to really sell the act. You can find these smart bots in late-night deathmatch servers, at least in North America. When I originally found them, they had names like G6B2NE, no avatar, and Steam profiles that weren't even set up. More recently though, they've been using actual names and profiles. I saw a couple with Naruto profile pictures, and another one named Jason64Blau. These ones had gotten even better at being shitty and hiding the fact that they're bots. This one here was rarely going for headshots, missing all the time, ended in the middle of the scoreboard, and was even using the deathmatch bonus weapons whenever they came up. These bots are...
This also insinuates that esports has been dead, so like anybody can actually like become a top esports player. That's by having like a fucking botted up aimbot fucking shit, like, and you can actually be the best esports player in the world.
Actively evolving as we speak. If you weren't already aware of these bots, at this point, you might not even notice them. My hypothesis here is that in all likelihood, these are purely used for case farming, as is the case for most bots in CS2. In case you weren't aware, Counter-Strike's skin economy is one of the greasiest things in all of gaming. Now, we don't really have time to get into all of the unregulated child gambling, scummy trade sites, and sophisticated scams, but there is one part of it related to this. There are tens of thousands of bots set up purely to farm the weekly case drops, which range in value from around 50 cents to over $100 for some of the rarer ones. There's even services you can rent where you can set up dozens of these bots to collect their drops. I actually found one of these websites, which was not hard, by the way, and for a monthly fee, you can run like 4 goddamn hundred bots to farm cases for you. They also aren't just using hacks. Instead, having AI essentially play the game itself, scanning for people using visuals and audio. I'm fairly
At this point, what's in the point of actually gaming? Like,
certain that these are what I was finding in deathmatch servers. They really are smart bots, and I can only hope that Valve wakes up and finds a way to consistently ban these accounts. Now, if you're thinking, so fucking what? Who gives a shit about bots in games? That's nothing new. Well, just look at the trends here. These bots are going beyond just playing the game. They're filling up servers, they're impersonating people, they're even acting like real players in Counter-Strike. Give it a year, maybe 2, and these types of AI smart bots will be analyzing the chat and generating realistic responses. They're also only going to get better at making their gameplay look real. They're going to get better at being human. It's a scary thought. Not even the people you play games with will be real anymore. Of course, that's all hypothetical, and assuming that companies like Valve take literally zero action against this stuff, which they probably will, eventually. Esports. Pro gaming. For anyone unaware, the professional gaming scene has grown pretty substantially over the past 10 or so years. Nowadays, there's tournaments for various games with prize pools well over $1 million.
I don't know, esports is one of the most, like, ridiculous. I don't know if I consider this as fucking sports, one of the most ridiculous sport ever. Like, and some people are, but like, This like women actually care about games and shit. Well, like, I 100%, the women don't even give a shit about games and shit. Like,
within a lot
I'm not being misogynistic. That's just the fucking truth.
of esports heavy games, the pro players become almost micro celebrities, some even becoming literal celebrities. Now, you might be saying, okay, dude.
Anyone who's the esports celebrity, like, it's crazy. Like, at this point, like,
How the F word is this related to dead internet theory? Disliked. Just give me a minute here, okay? It all comes together. We're going to focus on Counter-Strike's esports scene just to keep things consistent. I want to remind you that, again, the skin economy in this game is ridiculous. There are people with...
Oh, there was a dude who actually used some kind of aimbot and fucking shit, and he got caught out, like... And he tried to play it up cool, like, I remember that dude's name.
Individual weapon skins worth more than the median home price where you live. Now, Counter-Strike hosts biannual majors, which are events officially sponsored by Valve. They are the most prestigious and most watched events of the year. Even a good number of non-esports viewers tune in to at least watch the playoffs. You don't even have to watch these in-game or anything, as they're all hosted on YouTube, which is where we finally get back to the main topic. Ads. Who doesn't love advertisements? What I don't like is ads promoting scam websites using deepfake videos of famous Counter-Strike pros being played specifically on live streams of majors. This here is Nico, one of the most talented and famous players to ever touch the game. Never won a major, by the way. It sounds like he's got a great opportunity for us. Let's hear him out.
Now, this is our way to give back to the CS community, the players, the fans, the grinders. To participate, you need to visit the website. You'll find a link in the description below this video. A case is already waiting for you there.
Yeah, so in case you forgot what I said, or what this video was about, or it wasn't obvious, this is complete bullshit. The deepfake didn't even put him into the right jersey. And this isn't even the only one. They even add little fuck-ups in the speech every now and then to make them sound more natural.
Our bot will send you a price within 48 hours, so you'll just need to wait a little bit.
Well, if you can copy speech in even an authentic way, giving them breaks itself, that just shows you the level of how good AI is at this point.
I can't tell you what the actual scam here was. I have a pretty good guess. Usually, scams like these will have you log into the site and open up one of those free cases mentioned in the deepfake. Definitely completely by chance, you'll end up pulling something worth a ton of money. The catch here being that you can't withdraw anything until you've put in a minimum deposit on the site, usually in the form of weapon skins. You send the deposit, and then bam, they've got you. There was no prize, it was all bullshit, and you've been had. Gee, thanks, Nico. This is just speculation, but about a month after these ads came out, Valve introduced an update letting you reverse any trade within 7 days, which essentially kills this kind of scam. I can only assume this update was a response to this and similar types of scams. Just to add on to how elaborate this operation was, if you clicked on the ads, which took you to the original posts of them on YouTube, the people behind this fully replicated the channels of the esports teams the players belong to. The Nico one was posted by Team Falcons, his current team, which had the exact number of subs their real channel had, all of which were bots, of course. This led to a massive goof.
Even subscribers are bots? Come on, bruh.
On YouTube's part, where upon being informed of these deepfake ads, YouTube took down the official Team Falcons YouTube page. What a blunder. This is a pretty wild example of the dead internet theory. A sub-botted imposter account using deepfake videos pretended to be a real organization, likely tricking a ton of people into believing it was real, all in order to steal a few people's $7 op skins. That is enough gaming. We are done with gaming. You have been banned from every game. We've been through a lot today, you and me. I guess if there's one message to take away from all this, is that it's over, we are doomed, everything is terrible, the internet is fucked. No, but for real. While bots are becoming a problem, I really don't think this is going to end in some...
The internet's fucked. The only thing that actually stands against the AI bots is fucking human discernment, and like our human consciousness is the only thing that's the antidote, you know, to not fall for this fucking get rage baited by some AI story, or like you can actually recognize. So yeah, and we got to the point in human history where it's pretty much, you know, unrecognizable. Like you cannot discern what's actually like AI, what's actually like human anymore. Like, but we still have to use our human discernment to like. I know about these types of scam. I know it research about these types of scams and actually know like what is actually real, what's actually fake. Like we have to like be aware of these kinds of internet AI, that internet theories, and these kinds of like scams that actually been going around. Like it's very much like uh ignorance is a fucking sin. Like ignorance is like a path that leads to destruction in this modern day society. Like you have to know about these scams. You have to know about everything can be fraudulent, manufactured, boosted up, engaged and spiked. Like, and you have to like use your human discernment to actually like figure out what's real and what's not. Like that is the moral of today's story. So that's about it with that internet theory. And then subscribe to Red Line. He's pretty much amazing content. And that's about it, bro. Like, don't fall for bots. Internet's gonna get fucked. It's gonna get fucked even more in the future. Like, so that's about it.